Get exclusive music podcasts from Viva Nation Radio, now available on the My Times Live app.
To potentially be part of this show and get your reading, SMS the word Taz to 48100.
Welcome to On the Air with Taz, another afternoon with myself, Taz Singh, where we're going to do your readings. We will get to cover career, relationship, and health, as well as a crossing over. Hi, Itu. How are you?
Hi, Taz. I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I hope you took my advice last week and you did your homework.
Yes, that homework. And also, not only did I do the homework, but I also advised other people who did not get a chance to listen to the show. And I was like, guys, I got some nice homework for you guys to do, you know? So I spoke about it.
I must tell you, Itu, I received quite a number of messages, yes. And people were actually feeling relieved after they started this process. So I received a message from one lady. I'm going to keep their names anonymous on air. She said to me that she was going through so many challenges in her personal life. And she said when she heard that message last week and she heard about the homework that I had given to the listeners, she says, I sat down and I did not focus on what it is I want for myself for 2024. She says, I focus on what my children need. She says, I was going through such a challenge in my relationship and I wanted healing for my children. And she says, believe it or not, and she sent me the message on Sunday evening. She says, believe it or not, on Saturday, she had the courage to say to this person that it's over because she was in an abusive relationship. And she said that she was taking the abuse because she felt she needed financial support. But when she prayed for her children and she did that cutting off and releasing of negativity around her children, she said she realized that her peace of mind and her safety for her children was more important than the financial support. All right. So I think that was actually beautiful that she was able to make a life-changing decision. I got a message from another young girl. She says that she was looking to go international, looking at every book and message and just seeking guidance and validation that decision was going to work. And she said she did our homework. She prayed that night and she said she wrote down all the things that troubled her, which was her studies and family and friends and like everything that held her down. And then she only wrote, when I said manifest, she said, I wrote my international dream, yes or no. And she said she had a dream that night that she was flying in a plane, landing in UK. So she says that was her confirmation. Wow. I think people forget the power of prayer. So when we do this exercise where we are cutting cords and releasing negativity, we give room to now positive and new to come in. And when we slow down and focus on the things that we want, focus on the things that's going to uplift and empower us, we actually have the power. We have our ancestors supporting us and we have God protecting us that aligns that energy to give you what you want. But a message to everybody that's listening today. We have the power to change our path at any given time. And I said this, in the previous session as well. We do not need to wait for the new year to say there's a resolution. You can get up in March and you can get up in June and you can get up in September and say, I need to change direction. I need to make some new resolutions for myself, and that is okay.
I like that because it means you are never too late.
It means you are in control. It literally means you're never too late and you are in control. You are going to press the reset button at any given time. And I like that saying. I say this all the time. You can press the reset button because many times we get stuck in a toxic relationship and we feel this is it. We feel that we have to be in this relationship. But when we take a step back and we relook life and we relook, where we want to be, you get to press the reset button and say, this is not working for me. I have a chance to be happy again. So to everybody that's listening, you are in control of your own destiny.
Wow, that's incredible. I like that. And I'm going to take it and put it on my sleeve and run with it.
It's you and I always have such deep conversation.
Yes, I know.
Our booth is like,
I know
it's very, very intense.
Yeah.
So we have deep conversation. And what I loved about our conversation before we started the show was we spoke about having a place of prayer. a place where you can actually pause, and people forget that they need that space, they need that time out to just reflect. And sometimes, and we both spoke about it, sometimes even if you have nothing to reflect on, to just sit there and say thank you, to be grateful for all you have. Our life is so busy, it's always such a rush, but we need a place where we can just allow ourselves to feel, this is my sanctuary, this is my point of pausing, and you feel at one with yourself, you feel at one with God, and you feel at one with your loved ones that are watching over you.
Also, another thing that I heard from somebody was saying that, because we've got so much to be grateful about, right?
Yes.
So this guy was saying that it's always our idea and our plan to go to sleep, but it's not ours to wake up in the morning.
Absolutely.
So that's just one.
But now just hearing that,
Yes.
when you go to bed, you don't stress, am I going to wake up tomorrow morning? What is that faith?
That's
you
faith.
have absolute faith that I am going to bed and I've got my alarm set up to wake up tomorrow morning at certain time. So now why can't you have that same faith in everything else that you want to do in life? And that's how I operate. Every decision I make, everything that I do, I have this unwavering faith in my ancestors and in God. Right? God is number one. I have that unwavering faith that whatever I want, they will give me, but they will only give me what's best for me at that time. Now that's important because a lot of times we get angry, we get upset that, you know what, I wanted X, Y, and Z and I never received. And is there a God out there? And is there loved ones out there? But did you stop and think that maybe the journey that you want to embark on is not right now, it's not ready for you, that there's still a bit of work that needs to be done. So sometimes we become so bitter, so frustrated, and so disappointed that we don't take a step back and relook the situation. All right? And I used this word a lot last week. Be intentional this year. Whatever you want, whether it's your personal life, whether it's career, whatever it is, be very intentional about what you want. You cannot say, I want, and sit back and expect.
Yes.
You've got to put in the work. You put in 50%, and the other 50% will be the universe, your God, and your ancestors.
They will meet you halfway.
They will meet you halfway, always.
Always.
Yes.
All right. That's incredible. Thank you so much for that. That's a great way to start off the show. All the spirits are good. We're feeling good. I think in a second we must just go to our callers. How you feel?
We need to start with callers. You know, I have been getting so many private messages and Instagram and Facebook and everywhere. Clients are saying, can you please have me on air? So can you play our tagline?
All right.
To potentially be part of this show and get your reading, SMS the word Taz to 48100. 5 Rand per SMS. T's and C's apply.
There you have it. So you know how to be part of the show. But before we proceed with our first caller, we want to talk quickly about the leap to Viva Nation TV.
Yes.
We are giving away three individuals an opportunity to be on the show. All they need to do is post videos or stories about their leap year experiences or superstitions or traditions. And please tag at vivanationradio or Viva Nation Radio.
Yes. And at Taz Sing 04.
Yes.
No, we got it. Incredible. Also, before we forget, on the couch with Taz.
So to all my listeners out there, On the Couch with Taz season 4 is still on air. Please catch the next episode on Viva Nation TV. There's some really exciting things that are coming up, so please stay tuned to that as well.
All right.
You are listening to Taz on vivanationradio.net. SMS the word Taz to 48100 to potentially get your reading. To potentially be part of this show and get your reading, SMS the word Taz to 48100. 5 Rand per SMS. T's and C's apply.
There you have it. So you know how to be part of the show. But before we proceed with our first caller, we want to talk quickly about the leap. Hi, Nomsa. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, and you, Taz?
I'm good, thank you. Welcome to On the Air with Taz.
Thank you so much.
I get the feeling that you thought you were being scammed. You weren't sure if this was authentic or not.
Yes, definitely.
By now, I think everybody knows my voice. You know whether you're speaking to Taz or not.
Definitely, I know your voice.
Nomsa, when I go to your energy, I see that you have been through so much of challenges in your life, and you have chosen now a very spiritual path where you just want to find value in life. All right. I am seeing that you're very respectful to tradition, you're very respectful to culture, but you are opening yourself up to so much more because you are looking for value, you're looking for peace, you're just looking for that sense of grounding in life. All right. And one of the areas that has been working in your favor is actually your career. And why I say that has been working in your favor, I see that you've invested so much in terms of the way you do your work, the way you interact with your colleagues, just the way you do things in general within the organization is now coming in your favor, because I see that there is an opportunity for an internal move. I am seeing further studies that's coming in that's going to also really open doors for you. So do not leave the organization where you are. I know that it's frustrating, and I know within the team that you're in, you feel certain limitations. But what is actually positive is that the organization is going to still give you what you're looking for. All right. So when I look at your energy from a financial perspective, I see that the energy for growth, the energy for expansion is 100% still in your favor, but not in this department or this team, because you know you've reached a ceiling with this area.
Yes.
When I look at the energy around studies, I see that has been something that you've been thinking about for a while, but because of many factors, it just has not been concluded.
Yes.
Right. So that is now coming in as a priority. I would definitely be encouraging you to push forward with that, because that's also going to assist you to sit in a senior position. You're very much a leader. And I am seeing that in the area that you're in right now, you are being held back. That's why I said you've reached a ceiling. But I keep saying the same thing. Don't leave the organization. Right?
Okay.
I think you've come to realize that I need to stay within the entity for stability. But I need to grow within this entity in order to have success. And when I look at the energy around relationship, I see that you have gone through some difficulties in the past. You have been in a relationship that was, I'm going to say the word toxic. Right?
Yes.
And I see that you carried that energy with you, and it's made you very guarded. It's made you become very independent, where you'll never allow yourself to ask or need anyone. And when I look at your current relationship, I see that has in some ways affected your current relationship, because I do see there's a communication barrier at times. Right. You do have a good partner who also went through a fair share of challenge as well. So if I look at the relationship, I honestly see this relationship being blessed and this relationship being supported by your loved ones. Right. But when I look at the progress of the relationship, I'm sure you will agree that the relationship is like, it's like an up and down energy. We are good at what, and we're having fun and everything is perfect. And then we're down and then we're frustrated. And it goes through that little bit of hurdles that it makes you wonder, is this the relationship for me?
Okay. Yes.
Right. So when I look at, do you feel that sometimes you are at a crossroad, you love this person, but when there's a few arguments or challenges, you start doubting if this is the person for you?
Yes. That is my worry. That is my concern.
Well, the most important person that is coming through is your mother. And she gives you a big hug. And your mom says to you, I love you. She says to you, I always want the best for you. She says, I always want you to have the happiness and the love and the respect that I never had. Your mom had a very hard life. Your mom had a very difficult life. And she says to you that she is giving blessings to this relationship. She really likes your partner, by the way.
Wow.
And I see that your partner has a very beautiful heart, a very beautiful soul. He's just stubborn with you. He just takes it for granted that you will understand and you will forgive. He genuinely loves you. The biggest challenge that he is facing right now is finances. There's so much that he wants to do for himself, that he wants to do for you, that he wants to do for you all as a family. And I see that the limitations causes him to become extremely frustrated, and then he becomes temperamental. So the advice I would give both of you is you both need to learn how to communicate better. And I'm sure you realize that that's the weakness, that when we talk, we let little things get out of hand and it becomes an argument.
Okay, yes.
So the biggest advice that I can give you for this relationship is don't give up. You do have a good partner. The communication needs to change. Both of you need to start respecting one another. You both need to see each other as the other half, as a team player, and start working together as a team. This relationship is blessed by your mom. Your mom shows me her death was very sudden. She says there was no closure, there was no goodbye, there was no opportunity to make peace. She says, thank you for giving me this opportunity to connect, to show you that I am still with you. Your mom is blessing you with a baby. So if you guys are planning to build a family, the blessing is coming in from your mom. Your mom really likes him. Now I'm confused. Is she your mother or his mother? Because she's really taking his side. She says he's not a bad person. She says that he feels like you don't understand him and you feel like he's not respecting you. So she says both of you are right and both of you are wrong. She says both of you are my children and I want to protect. I think that's beautiful that she's treating him equally. And then I have another person that comes through, but she comes in as a sister energy to you.
Yes.
And she shows me that her death was also very sudden. She shows me she's taking responsibility, accountability for her death.
Wow.
She wants to say to her family that she's sorry. I can see that she is not your blood sister, but she calls herself sister.
No, she's my best friend.
She gives you a hug and she says, I love you. She says, you have everything that we both talked about. You have everything that we both wanted in our life. She says, my friend, I love you. She says, you are my sister. She says, I want you to slow down and look at your life and see how blessed you are.
Wow.
She says, I want you to walk this journey knowing that you have so many people watching over you, your mom being your biggest supporter and strength. And she says, be grateful every day that you have an opportunity to breathe and live. Be grateful every day that you have a person by your side that loves you, that comes home to you. And be grateful that you still have a job. She says, these are all the little things that I would... She just cries. She just breaks down. She says, these are all the little things that I would give anything to come back for. She says, I wish I lived. She says, you have one thing that I'll never have, life. She says, you have life.
Wow, Taz. Oh,
Right.
my goodness.
I really wish you all the best, Nomsa. Thank you so much for
Thank you
connecting
so
with On
much,
Air with Taz.
Thank you so much.
It's an absolute pleasure. And I think, this reading gives you that comfort that I am loved and I am blessed and I am
Definitely.
protected. And I'm going to stop overthinking everything.
Oh, Taz, thank you so much. You know, what a blessing. Thank you so much.
And you were
Thank
not
you.
scammed. Stay blessed, Nomsa.
I believe it. Thanks. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Itu, that was quite funny because this caller thought that it was a scam. She could not believe that she had got through and was going to be on air with Taz.
Do you know that's what she told me? That's what she told me when I spoke to her the last time. She even called this morning. Yeah, did it come through? Yeah, she thought it wasn't real because when I called her, also I called her, and then remember last week we just got so hectic we couldn't do all the calls because time, And then she even called this morning, so she was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "I'm so sure."
But it's come through in her reading that she was still very nervous that am I being scammed? But I just want to touch on something that came through on her reading is that word fear. Everybody has the potential, and we spoke about manifesting and having what you want. But if you allow fear and insecurities, fear and anxiety, fear and stress to dominate, you are going to create blockages for yourself. You are going to create procrastination for yourself. So that one element that we need to remove is fear. And we spoke about faith. If you have that unwavering faith and you have that support coming in, why would you fail? So fear is that one blockage that we need to get rid of. And I love that her friend said, the one thing she has that a friend never has is the opportunity to live, to have life.
And that's what we were talking about just being thankful, because there's always so much to be thankful for.
Exactly. Wow. I mean, we can sit and complain about so many things, right? We can complain about many things. But to actually sit back and say, right, I'm grateful for X, Y, and Z, and be sincere and be absolutely open in your heart to receive, I think we don't stop and do that enough.
100%. I agree.
On the air with Taz on vivanationradio.net, 12 to 1 p.m.
Go ngiyaqhatha noma uyangiphatha kodwa mandiyekelelwa kuwe ngiyophala ngiyoshaba ngiyophela mina njengamanje kodwa mandiyekelelwa kuwe mina ngiyoshaba ngiyophala ngiyokhesa hayi njengamanje ayekho ofana nawe ngabe ngilamanga ngabe ngiyaqhatha noma uyangichaza iyadala ukufa kothando kuyofana lengoma zengahlo ukuqula komnyango ngabe ngiyahlile ngangabe izolihle kakafa ole ngike ngayele ngeko ngabe ngilamanga ngabe ngiyaqhatha noma uyangiphatha kodwa mandiyekelelwa kuwe ngiyophala ngiyoshaba ngiyophela mina njengamanje kodwa mandiyekelelwa kuwe mina ngiyoshaba ngiyophala ngiyokhesa hayi njengamanje.
You're listening to Viva Nation Radio.
Issue 1 second. As I said, welcome to On the Air with Taz. Pumla, when I go to your energy, the first thing that comes through is the energy around finance. I am seeing that there's been a lot of stress. And I see that you and your partner have been going through some challenges between yourselves as well because of finances. When I look at the energy around your journey going forward, I see that, Pumla, you are in a position or you are in a transition phase where you are looking for another job.
Yes.
I see that your previous employment, things, ended very abruptly. I see that you were in a position where, unfortunately, you were treated very unfairly. And I see that it's caused you to actually second guess yourself. It's caused you to lose your confidence.
Yes, definitely.
When I look at the energy around you going forward, I promise you, Pumla, the energy for you to get another job has been open for a while. The only thing I ask of you is you need to get back your power. You need to let go of the past situation because that is weighing so heavy on you that even when you have to speak to somebody or even when you have to apply for a job, you're applying with that element of lack of confidence, that fear, that anxiety, that will I get this? And you're actually putting yourself in a position where you are second guessing what you can offer and what you can do. Right? So I promise you the opportunity for you to get a job is 100% open. But all I need is for you to change the way you think and the way your energy output is. All right? Because you are giving power to the previous environment, the previous employment. I know that things ended abruptly and I know it was handled unfairly, but by you getting stuck in that situation and getting stuck in that emotion, you are giving them power over you. And I do see that you and your partner were thinking of going into a business because I am seeing a business venture, a business project that is still lingering between the two of you. I am seeing that is going to work, by the way. And when I go to the energy around the relationship itself, your partner really does love you. I see that your partner just wants to assist you, just wants to be there for you. But I also see, because of the finances and the stress and the strain that's surrounding you guys financially, it causes you both to become impatient with one another, become irritable with one another. So my advice to both of you, Pumla, is you'll need to slow down and realize we're in this together. Realize that the opportunity for us to do a business, or the discussions that we are having surrounding the business, is viable. It's going to work. But I see it's more him that's wanting to do something, and I'm seeing it's you going to be assisting him. Right?
Yeah.
So I definitely encourage you both to look at that. It is going to work. All right. And what is he wanting to do around transport? Because I'm also seeing transport energy.
Well, I forgot about that one. I once wanted to start an Uber business, but
it's
then
coming
I
in as a positive, Pumla. The discussions you'll had, the business ideas that you'll had are all viable. But make sure it's you and him doing it together. Don't go into partnership with any family or friends. Don't start including other people, because that is going to cause the energy to fail. Right.
Okay.
So I just need you to take a step back and say, right, these are the ideas we have. And actually, you'll have 3 ideas. So these are the ideas we have. How do we look at each one? How do we start engaging and start the business on a small scale so that we can start seeing results? So I want you and him to work on that together. On the energy of employment, I am 100% seeing you getting employment. And you're going to walk out of this reading today saying, you know what, the past is done. That chapter is closed. I am not going to lose my confidence because somebody else thought I was not good enough. Right? I want you to know who you are, what your worth is, and I want you to go forward with that level of thinking. And you really do have a good partner. When I go to the energy around the crossing over, your grandfather comes through. Your grandfather is actually such a sweet man.
Which one?
From your maternal side.
Oh, okay.
He's very sweet. He's very kind when he comes through. I see he was very quiet when he was alive, but he comes through giving you so much of blessings. And he's also showing me that from a financial perspective, you and your husband have helped too many people. He says whenever you had money, whenever things was okay, you were always helping and you were giving. So he says in the process, you also gave.
I'm still even giving with the little that I have.
Yes, but he's scolding you because he says he still sees you as a small little girl, you know. So he's scolding you. He says that when you keep helping, you are creating an expectation where people think it's okay to take from you, but also at the same time, you are giving a lot of luck away. So he says you need to stop because you are helping people that think it's okay to keep asking. Then you're not improving their life. You are aiding their laziness. Right? So he says you need to stop. He says he really likes your husband as well. Is this reading about how nice your husband is? So he really likes your husband because your husband is always standing by your side. He's always wanting the best for you. And therefore, I'm saying the business needs to be both of you. And when I look at still the crossing over, I see that your aunt comes through from your mom's side. I've got your grandfather from your paternal side. I've got 2 uncles from your... So you've got a lot of family that's coming through. But your husband's mom comes through as a mother energy.
Yes.
The first thing she says to you is thank you for being there for my child. She says to you, I'm sorry that I did not always understand. I am sorry that I did not always be the support that you all needed me to be. She shows me she was very ill before she passed away. And I see that your husband's carrying a lot of baggage in his soul. He feels like he failed his mom. He feels like he didn't do enough for her. He feels like he should have stepped up more. And she says, please tell my child that he was perfect. Please tell my child that I love him. Please tell my child that I'm watching over all of you every single day. Because, she just cries. She says, because he was the only one. You both were the only ones that were there for me.
Okay.
She says,
That's beautiful to hear.
I made mistakes when I was alive. I know that I said and did things that sometimes came across as selfish or not, acknowledging both of you. She says, I always loved you and I always saw the value. But she says, I think I was just stubborn at times. I should have I should have allowed myself to embrace all that you were. She says, you are a daughter to me. She says, thank you.
Thank you.
She was not a bad person. She was just a very stubborn person, as she said, and very set in her ways. So sometimes to adapt and to adjust to somebody else's way of doing things was very difficult for her. But that in no way meant she didn't love you. She says, you are my daughter too.
Okay.
She says, I bless both of you. I just want to see both of you succeed. I just want y'all to build a home. I want y'all to be happy. She says, whatever y'all need, I am there.
Oh, okay.
Right. I wish you all the best, Pumla. You are such an amazing person. But remember the message today. Let go of the past hurt. Let go of all the negatives with that career. And I want you to see yourself as a strong individual again.
All right. Thank you so much.
It's an absolute pleasure. You take care. Stay blessed.
Yes, bye.
Taz on vivanationradio.net every Friday.
Get exclusive music podcasts from Viva Nation Radio, now available on the My Times Live app.
ngikhathele njalo ungene endlini sesilele wena ungifuna imbi kahle kahle kuhle mangithetha kuwe dale uzongikhumbula masekwehla kwenyuka uzozisola bazokhetha usajola sandwa sami sengikhathele njalo ungene endlini sesilele wena ungifuna imbi kahle kahle kuhle mangithetha kuwe dale uzongikhumbula masekwehla kwenyuka uzozisola bazokhetha usajola
Good afternoon, Taz.
Good afternoon, Anonymous. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm
been trying so much in the past year to get to.
I am good, thank you, and welcome to On the Air with Taz. And I'm really glad that you got through. And I always say this, that the person that is meant to be on air, the person that is meant to get a message will connect with me. Anonymous, when I go to your energy, I see that, you know, you've started 2024 with so much of hope in your heart, with so much of goals in front of you. But within the first couple of weeks of 2024, you started to feel very disillusioned again, right? 2023 was a tough year. 2023 came with so many challenges. And I see that you are allowing the frustrations of 2023 to seep into 2024 again. All right. So my advice to you is I want you to stay very grounded and I want you to stay very, very focused on what you want, because you are sitting in a period where the energy of financial success is in your favor. And that's the one area that you are very focused on. Right. For you, it's not about anything else but finding my grounding and finding my financial stability. And what I am saying is a new idea or a new development around business. And I see you do have a core business. You do have a business that you are busy with. It's more like a consulting business because I'm seeing you engaging with people. But I see that you've entered 2024 with a new idea, something that you want to expand your business on. And now you are letting that fear and you're letting that worry and concern, overshadow the strength that you walked into this year with. So if your question to me, Anonymous, is, will my business succeed? The answer is yes. Will my business grow? The answer is 100% yes, because I am seeing the new venture or the new idea expanding. But now when I look at your business energy or business model, you need to start looking beyond the region where you live, because I am seeing you working with individuals and entities within South Africa. So I am seeing you engaging with people from different provinces as well.
Yes.
And that's the key for your business, is the expansion. The model is now to say, right, it's time for me to start spreading my wings, start engaging with people, because I am seeing that this business is going to allow you to work with different entities, because I'm seeing you providing a service. Yes. Right. And I see that you are wanting to register or start a new, I'm just getting some legal documents, but I'm getting a new business name. What are you doing with that?
Taz, I'm in travel space business. I'm trying to open offices, premises around 4 ways. But also, I do want to expand my business in terms of just events management, but as well as
it's the events management that is coming in first, important. So that's the consulting business. I am seeing that business is going to allow you to interact with individuals and entities across the country, because you know that you have so much of vision and so much of strength to take this to the next level. And I want you to do that. Right. But when I look at the legal documents, and remember I said you've entered this year with a new idea. So the core
Yes.
business is your events business, which I want you to really push the boundaries. But when I look at the legal document that was coming through, that is to do with your property and travel business. Right?
Yes.
That still needs a lot of thought. It needs a lot of grounding. There's still a lot of discussion around it, but it is a viable business. All right.
Thank you.
And I am seeing that ultimately you want to own your own properties that you are leasing out as well. All right.
Yes.
So the money that you make from these businesses will be invested wisely. So therefore, when I look at your energy, Anonymous, you are very grounded. You are very much a loner. Not because you don't like people, but you like being in your space. You like thinking. You like analyzing and actioning without anyone clouding you.
Yes.
Right. And that's beautiful. And I think this is a message to everybody listening that, Anonymous, what you're doing is correct. Sometimes we get so excited and we want to share information and we want to, tell people what's going on in our life. But what we don't realize is we're allowing negativity in. Because you don't know who you're talking to at that moment, whether they are happy for you or not. So the way you are doing things, Anonymous, is correct. All right. I don't want you to go into any other project except the business of your events and marketing. I am seeing you wanting to upskill and I'm seeing education around it. So you wanting to learn and grow within your business and upskill is all perfect. Everything you're doing is 100% correct. And going into that space of travel and property is the next venture, which is going to give you that grounding and that success that you're working towards. All right. And when I look at the energy around relationship, I see that you have gone through not one, but two disappointments. So I am seeing that right now, Anonymous, you are very guarded even when it comes to relationship. You are very cautious. Anonymous, I think this reading was more validations for you because everything you're doing is correct. And the only reason you can do everything correct is because you have opened your heart to the way you pray, right? Anything you do and everything you do, you seek guidance. And I do have a male that comes in as a father figure, but he's actually your uncle. I've got your grandfather. I've got an aunt that comes through from your maternal side. She's actually aunt to your mom. Anonymous, you have a lot of ancestors that are coming through to show you that you are protected.
Oh, I really would like to know them. Even my father came.
Your father is a very stubborn man. But I'm going to go to your father just now. I've got your uncle, I've got your grandfather, I've got an aunt to your mom, all from maternal side of the family. Beautiful people. They come in with such love and such respect, and they come in to show you that you are not alone. All right. Anonymous, the way you pray and the way you connect is simple. You respect culture, you respect tradition, but the way you do things is very simple, and that works for you. Don't start doing things that you don't understand. If this is working for you, do it your way. All right. And when I go to the energy, your dad looks so cheeky, Anonymous. Thank God your energy is different. When I go to it, at least your dad starts laughing. So I can see that he has a bit of a playful side. Your father says, the first thing your father says to you is, I love you. He says, I love you. He says, those were words I never said to you. He says, those were words I should have said to you. And he says to you that I love you. He says, thank you for respecting me. Thank you for respecting my ancestors. Thank you for honoring them because my ancestors are also with you. Anonymous, you are blessed from both sides. And when you pray, I want you to respect and honor both sides. I want you to know that everything you're doing is perfect. Everything you're doing is aligned. For as long as you respect your money, for as long as you work hard, for as long as you do things cautiously the way you are going to see your rewards very quickly. And what I admire the most about you is that you don't look at the income and say, oh, I want this and I want that. You look at the income and say, right, how do I reinvest and grow my business? So for a young person, you are very mature in the way you think. I'm not seeing you lavishly wasting money and wanting all the material things. You're looking at how do I ground my business for my future? Anonymous, for a young person, you've got an old soul and a very mature way of thinking. I promise you, you are going to really do well.
I'm grateful.
I think you needed this reading. Remember, I said you started this year, and few weeks in, you started to feel disillusioned because external factors were frustrating you. People that you were engaging with were not coming to the party. Timelines were not being met. But that is not a reflection of you. That's not a reflection of your business, right? Sometimes certain delays happen, and when you look back, you'll understand, okay, that happened for a reason, right? So
Yes.
I am seeing that this tour and property business is going to really kick off. But that energy, you need to just do one step at a time. Don't rush it. That energy is going to shift only from around mid-May. Right? So there's still some time. I'm not saying wait. I'm saying get the groundwork sorted. But there's still some time for that energy to run. So don't get frustrated with the delays. Know it is happening now for a reason.
Okay.
Right. I wish you all the best, Anonymous.
Taz, thank you so much. I wish I could actually get a recording of this.
It will be available on Viva Nation Radio. So if you wanted to go and listen to it, it will be on Viva Nation Radio.
What is it called?
Viva Nation Radio.
Viva Nation Radio.
Yes. You can follow me on Instagram as well. So the information is on my Instagram page. It's at Tazsing4, TAZSINGH4. And Anonymous, if you're not following me, I want to ask you why you're not following me.
I'm actually following you, and I see you are very busy pressing.
Well, I was not so busy for you. You got to be on Air with Taz.
I'm grateful. Taz, you made my day. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You take care. Bye.
Awesome.
On the air with Taz on vivanationradio.net, 12 to 1 p.m.
I think there was a message for all of us that we sometimes need to trust the process. We need to trust the process, that everything happens in the right time. Don't you think, Itu?
I really love that. And I really do believe that we do need to trust the process because I feel like our faith sometimes wavers. Mm-hmm. And it's according to things that happen on a daily basis, you know.
But we give power to the external, right? Mm-hmm. And we don't trust ourselves. So I think the message for today is have faith, trust the process, and never give up.
100%. I think you've said a mouthful. Thank you, Taz. Incredible
Thank you,
show
Ito.
once again.
And to the listeners, catch us next week on The Air with Taz.
100%.
On the air with Taz on vivanationradio.net.
Get exclusive music podcasts from Viva Nation Radio, now available on the My Times Live app.